A piece of Las Vegas history is no more. The Wee Kirk Wedding Chapel on Las Vegas Boulevard and Bridger Avenue was demolished over the weekend. But it was built back in 1925. It was first a residence, and then it later became a wedding chapel back in the 1940s. 8 News Now reporter Sally Jaramillo spoke to the Nevada Preservation Foundation and the City of Las Vegas Preservation Commission, who say they are very upset that it's now gone.
This was a small home that was built in 1925, and it needed another use, or it needed maybe to be a little bit larger. And that's something that Nevada Preservation helps building owners with all the time.
Heidi Swank with the Nevada Preservation Foundation says, unfortunately, it was too late for them.
On Saturday morning, one of our board members was driving up Las Vegas Boulevard, and she happened to come by just as the bulldozers were hitting the Wee Kirk or the Heather.
The adobe building now gone.
We've lost this amazing piece of Las Vegas history.
Swank says this is a significant loss for Las Vegas.
The Nevada Preservation Foundation says historic buildings in Las Vegas should not be demolished without public input.
Any building that is over 40 years old, which in the city of Las Vegas puts it in the historic period, would, when a demolition request comes in, the Historic Preservation Commission, the public would get a chance to kind of weigh in.
So they are asking for a demolition review where the Nevada Preservation Foundation can determine whether or not that building or structure is important enough. Robert Stoldal with the City of Las Vegas Historic Preservation Commission agrees.
Complete failure on the part of the City of Las Vegas. And what we are looking for is a pause. Now, this is a private building on private property, and they can do what they want with their building. All we're asking for is a moment, just a moment to see if there's another option.
And it's lovely that we've saved the sign, that the sign is still there. But once we've lost the building is the main part of that history. And so once we tear down a building, there is no replacing that.
Sally Jaramillo, 8 News Now.
So the foundation is going to be attending the Las Vegas City Council meeting this week, and they plan to take their change.org petition in which they want to enact a demolition review for any future properties.
The City of Las Vegas said on Twitter, "We have received multiple questions about the recently demolished Wee Kirk Wedding Chapel. It was privately owned and not listed on the Las Vegas Historic Properties Register, which means the owner was not required to obtain permission from the Historic Preservation Commission." They went on to add a demolition permit request was submitted on the 1st of October and was still under review when demolition began on the 2nd.